Hey, GED, let's begin. We're going to look at the GED reading. Let's start. All right, so the first step is to complete the GED reading pretest. Once you've got that done, what you're going to want to do is review that test, especially before you start the reading section of the course. It's always good to actually review those pretests a couple times, right after you do them, but also before you actually start that section. So right now you're going to start your reading section, which is a great idea, by the way, because the GED is ultimately a reading course, a math course, and then write an essay. That's really what the GED is all about, those three key things. So good place to start is with the reading. The reading pretest, once you complete it, so let's just show you where you can check the answers for that. I'm just going to show you the book here. Okay, so we've got the GED reading section in the book. That's the content. So once you complete the pretest, you're going to want to go to here, and that's page 365. We'll talk about that in a bit. But when you're doing the GED pretests, you're going to want to go to the back of the book and check for the answers, and not only the answer, but an explanation of why the answer is the way it is. So that's really, really critical, that after your pretest, but especially before you begin the reading section, the language arts reading section, review your GED pretest, check the questions that you missed in the back of the paper book, check the explanation, go through that. That process is really, really critical to kind of connecting the dots between, okay, I read this, why is the answer A or B? And it's going to explain that to you. It's really going to help your brain realize kind of the reading puzzles that this course truly is. And not only in the reading part, but the GED science and the GED math. The math. The GED science and the GED social are definitely basically reading puzzles. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of the questions. Oops, just got to press that right there. This is from the GED pretest, so it's going to look familiar, but hit pause now. Try this question again. Again, it's about practice. It's just like, an athlete practicing. They do the same moves over and over. Same with the police, same with the military. They practice the same things over and over to make them automatic. So hit pause, read the passage, try the question, then we'll talk about this one. And then, we'll look at what's next after you do the pretest. But take a look at this, take the time, hit pause, read through it carefully, look at the answer. All right, so you've read through and you've come up with an answer. So let's take a look carefully here at an analysis. So you can see that each of these things, it mentions a fish, it mentions, a victim. It does not mention the wind at all. So that would be the answer. That's why the answer would be C. It mentions the last poem you've written and a contract of glory as well. So this is something that you probably picked up when you did this poem, when you did this pretest, but if not, that's fine too. Go back, read it over, try the question again, look at the explanation, wait a day, try the question again. What your brain's going to start to do is really realize the puzzle nature of the GED reading, especially with the GED reading. Really take a look carefully over the pretest and the answers in the back of the paper book. But let's assume you've got that done. You got your GED reading pretest done. You've gone through the back of the book, looking at the answers and the explanation for those answers. You've even tried it a little bit again in the paper book as well, but it's time to start the content. It's time to start the reading part of the course. You'll notice at the end of every quiz you do in this course, it always tells you what to do next. So you're never wondering what to do next. It also marks it immediately for you. So the reading section of the course in the book is the first thing you want to go and cover, basically. I'll just go down before we do this test here. So the reading section, I'll just flip my camera here. So this is going to be the LA reading section. It's on page 365. Go ahead, go to that, read through, do at least the first 5 lessons within here. And again, you're going to notice that there's multiple choice questions. And this is exactly what you need to be doing in a GED prep course, is lots and lots of multiple choice questions. You can also then check these answers for these questions as well. It'll tell you where to go and check the answers. So you've gone through, you've done some of the content, some of the practice tests, and read through the content in the paper book. It's time to go into the online course. This is the first quiz inside of the reading section of the course. Let's take a look at one of the questions you might run into on this quiz. Again, pause the video and take your time, read through this. And I just realized that I just need to center that a little bit better for you. Let me just quickly do that. There we go. Back again. Cool. Read through it carefully. Here's the question. Here's the potential answers. But yeah, hit pause right now. Do that on your own. Do that on your own. Take your time. All right. You've read through it carefully. You'll notice that this is on lines 14 and 15. One of the ways to save time in a GED exam, when you're given a large passage like this, look at the question and just see if it maybe only refers to a specific line. Then you can focus in on that. It will probably usually help to have read the whole passage, but sometimes you can get away with just that line. Let's zoom in and take a look. Here's the question. Here's lines 14 and 15. And basically, our employees should be sensitive to any relationships that create, sorry, I'll read it one more time. Our employees should be sensitive to any relationship that creates such a relationship or even creates the appearance of such a relationship. And of course, they're talking about a conflict of interest. So even an appearance of conflict of interest. And indeed, it is C, a situation that is not truly a conflict of interest, but may appear to be. This is what they're referring to here. Again, just going over one of the potential questions, showing you a strategy. You know, when you're given a question, what lines is it focusing on? Look at those. You're going to have to read over the whole thing, but we'll notice that this section is about conflict of interest. That's also how we know what it's about. All right. Well, it's time to begin the reading section of the course. Again, review the pretest, review the answers to the pretest in the back. Use the book itself to get yourself going on the content, read through it, take some time, and then hop into the online quiz. Okay, take care, GED.